Yo, hey guys, Ken Perryman here, and I am back again with another cool product. It might be this all that's right in front of me. First things first, I do want to let you know that the company did send this to me so that I could show you guys all about this. And man, am I excited about this. This is the Allpowers. This is the R2500, this whole setup. So what's in here is the R2500, but there's also, with this package, you get solar panels that come with this. So the solar panels that come with this are the SP027s. There's two of them. You get two of them. I think they're 100 watts each, entailing a total 200 watts, right? Put them together, you get 200 watts. This is a great, nice little setup. We'll get into these guys here in a few seconds, but what we want to do is really talk about what's inside this box, which I am super excited about. And again, from the Allpowers group, this is really going to be cool. We're going to dig right into it. So let's do that. So this guy right here has 2016 watt hours. Basically, that's a long time with this device. It's got a lot of power behind it. So this has LiFePO 4 batteries within this system. It's 2,160 watts. Comes with two SP027 solar panels that are 100 watts each. We'll get into those here in a second. And it is backup supported. But what we really want to do is start digging into this guy. We'll talk about some of the specs on this. Okay. First off in the box, you get, oh wow, you get a pretty nice little packet in here. Yeah, that covers, that's a thick manual right there. Cool. Pretty nice little Ziploc. I say Ziploc, that's a brand name, but zippered lock style connection. Okay, this is cool. This is, if you have any age behind you and you know what I'm talking about when you talk about a computer tower, this is basically that plug. In fact, I've got a Ion Pathfinder boombox that has this exact same plug that it uses. It's a very universal plug. Cool thing about it is if you lose it, I can go steal that guy right there and put it in there because it'll work. This is what you're gonna do when you plug into, and I'm pointing to a power outlet you can't see, that you'll plug in and power this up with your grid power or house power, however you wanna call it. Right there. Now, let's dig into this some more. Really big foam block here. I'm gonna have to actually stand up. I carried this thing up here. It is, I'm gonna call it a beast. It's heavy. It is, I believe, 64 pounds shipped. I love this, right? It prevents it from getting crushed, and it fits in the lower section of the foam in there. So, without further ado, let's open it up. It's got some pretty good handles on there. Look at this thing. Let's see, anything more in the box? It does not appear to be so. Oh God, it is huge. Yeah, a couple panels popped open. So first look on this, really well built. Little rubber bumpers back here for some reason. Oh, I know what those are. Those are probably for screws. Oh, wow, okay. I'm just taken aback by all this. This thing is a really nice setup here. Now that we got that open, let's go ahead and open these guys. All right, look at that. Yeah, nice. So this is the carrying handle. I love that reflective kind of glow on that, isn't it? It's kind of cool. It's got a nice little shine to it. Here is one of your support legs. Oh, that Velcro is strong. One of the support legs. You can open this up like so. There you go. Look at that. 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 Very nice. So you can take these, set them like so. And there are two legs here. That thing just snapped right back into place. There you go. And flip this off so you can get full usage of the panel. And there it is. This is a really good looking panel. I like that little blue hue to it. Yeah, you see that? That's a really nice looking solar panel there. And you get two of them. You get two of these. Now the great thing about this too is you can connect these in. You're like, well, yeah, Ken, how do you connect them in? Let me show you. We'll get to that here in a minute. Close this up. And then you have on the back here, which right next to the other leg, is this zippered compartment. And inside of here, voila, wow, I didn't expect to see all that. You have a different set of barrel plugs that you can connect to. There is the manual. They do give you a ton of this silica gel. And then you have your initial cables that come out of the solar panel. One's positive, one's negative. You can zip this pretty much shut. Just have the cable sticking out, yeah, for the most part. Yeah, especially, yeah, there's the bottom, so you would have it zipped out of the bottom to protect it from the weather, especially these cable connections here. But what's really cool is with another generator that I had a smaller one, I had a solar panel, I had to get these connections, and these come with it. And what are they? So let's dig into it. This is I forgot the name of the connection. We'll throw it up here, but it's this yellow connection that you see on a lot of panels. That's approximately what, 4 foot, 4.5 feet, maybe 5 max. But you get this connection, and these can connect to your solar panel, and then you plug it straight into your, which I have underneath, obviously, the solar generator, and it'll power it. Same thing for this. Maybe you don't have that style of plug, but you do have the barrel, and there is the barrel connection that'll lock into your charger. And again, it comes with a user manual too, but let me see if I can, it's pretty small, and it's also multiple languages. Wow, it even shows you how you could connect this either in parallel or in series, and that is important because you can, yeah, there it is, the barrel plugs. On the end of this, you can plug any one of these three to fit any other size barrel plug that your charger may have, because you may have purchased the solar panels without the actual solar generator. And again, another 4.5, maybe 5 foot of cable. Instructions, solar panel, again, set of cables. And what I really like about this is I have another 200 watt solar panel, and it is a flexible kind. Very flexible, very nice feature about it, but it's also very big, and I can't fold it up. That's what I like about this, is that panel's so big, it's hard to put into my Jeep. I have a Jeep, and this is why I've got these things. I can't put it in my Jeep, not as easily as I can put this thing. Look at it. It's, well, with this pouch, it's probably a max of 2 inches thick, max. Maybe 1.5 inches thick, but then you could set these, you know, one on top of the other, slide it into a small compartment or behind your seat or something, wherever you think you can fit it, and it's kind of out of the way. Whereas those larger 100 watt, large single piece, either rigid or the relatively flexible, but like just bendable flexible, that bendable flexible, still a really big panel, and it's hard to put away, but look, you just fold this guy up and you're off and running. Press and hold. It is 64% charged. Wow, cool. Little green light. It says that currently at the amount of usage, this thing would last 17 days. And that's because I'm only running this little panel right here. So let's say if I turn on 60 hertz, I now have my AC section, which is down here running. It will now, I just turned on and then off. So 17 days, but when it turned on, it said like 11 hours. That's cool. Okay, so we're just gonna turn it off. Don't need it yet. But first and foremost, what do we have? We have a max of 20 amps, again, combined across all of these, okay? 20 amps across these guys here. But you have your 120, people say 110, whatever, 120 connections here. You have a multitude of these connections here. You got 4 of them. I say multitude, it's 4 of them. And I like how they kind of just slide out and then they slide in. Pretty easy to get locked in. And then you have this guy, which is the RV component, a max 20 amps. That is cool, even though this thing says 30 amps. Okay, so max 20 amps, I think, across all of these. You got your RV plug. You have then up here, you have 2 barrel plugs in here for 12 volt, 10 amp right there. You can turn that power on individually. You have your, what we like to call the cigarette lighter adapter piece there to charge and or, it's only output. You have capability of USB here, 4 USB A's. One is 18 watts and the other are 12 watts, these two. Press DC button 3 seconds to on off Bluetooth. Oh, that's right, this has Bluetooth. I forgot all about that. And then this is output USB-C, 100 watts. 200 watt USB-Cs. You can run your computer with that. Now, we're not done here. We've got more to go on each side, but I'm gonna check the back real quick. Yeah, there's nothing in the back. Okay, now, on the side, we have over here, you press it and it will open and pop up. That's cool. So, you have the solar input. Again, that's this guy right here. So you can take this, connect it to the solar panel, and connect it on here and have a solar input. You have your AC overload protectant reset button. And then, of course, your standard AC plug connection that goes right in here and plugs right into that slot. And then it locks that panel in place. And then we have on this side here, this is a cool feature. So you have 2 sets of plugs here, but you have 2 expansion batteries, port 1 and port 2, so that you can get their expansion battery systems and stack them on top and just make this thing a behemoth. Not that it isn't already, but it'll make it even more so of a behemoth. So if you're one of those guys that likes to go out in the field a lot, I say field, old Army talk coming out, camping, and you like to spend like a week at a time out there, it's always nice to have just that extra little bit of juice, but also too, have also those solar panels and or another way to charge these up. Go check it out, guys. So got a little bit of video showing you that I'm running my 2 solar panels, which are right behind me. They are running in series together. They're 2 100-watt solar panels. They're running right now at 157 watts. All right, guys, check it out. 158, I think, is the highest that I saw. I'm at 64%. So in about 5 hours, if I was out camping, 5 hours of direct sunlight of these panels would just fill me up to the top. Let me get you a better view of this screen. So 150-ish watts, about 5 hours to be fully charged. And here, let me show you, is how I'm set up. And there it is right there. So the cool thing is I've got a set of cables out. I've got these connected. I'm sitting at about 160-ish watts between these 2 panels. This is 200 total. You'll never get the full amount from it, but they're rated up to 200 watts, and I walked right in front of it. So it dropped down to about 20. Yeah, 156-ish, 148. So it's gonna bounce around a little bit. And currently, the sun is yay. Fan is running, I can barely hear it. Again, I'm outdoors, right? I've got this all set up, running into this interior panel. But now, I'm gonna use a little cable here to see what my wattage output is, because I do have one of my USB-C watts will output 100 watts. Now, I'm gonna plug it to my phone, it won't use 100 watts. But let's plug it in here, USB-C, 100 watt. And then here, fast charging. Oh, I gotta turn it on. I was like, it's not fast charging. There we go. Where am I at? I'm at 83%. It does say that it's charging. Let me go ahead and turn it off and see what it's saying. Super fast charging, 83%. And it is running at about 23 watts. And it says 22 watts in the system there. So, and my little cable's telling me it's running about 23 watts. There's a little identifier there. So that's the one thing I wanted to double check on here. We're running this. That is pretty darn cool. Now, all right, guys, so check this out. One of the things I got plugged into my Allpowers is my little ticker LED light in the side of my Jeep there. So I used to have a big old label that said, you know, my name on there. And now instead, I can just run this ticker. And cool thing about it is you know, I can run it at night or whatever, especially with the Jeep just sitting down, because I have my Allpowers back here running this completely. And you can see that I'm still sitting at 98%. I'm using what appears to be a max of like 3 watts. So this thing actually shows 0. I'm gonna run probably about 27 days if I just left that thing on. So once again, this is the Allpowers ECR 2500. This thing is phenomenal. You have the ability to turn on the Wi-Fi and the Bluetooth connection by pressing and holding this, and you can see right there that it turned on. Now I have the ability to connect my phone to it, and there it is right there. And you can see that it has 98% battery, and then as well, so I can turn off the power. You heard it beep. Turn it back on. Let's see what happens. That reset. Let's see if it goes back to my original. Yes, it does. Comes right back to it. So once again, as you can see within the entire back of my Jeep, I have a ton that is in there now for camping. You name it, I have it all in there. But most importantly, I have this. This is going to be the heart of everything. I'll be able to run all USB. There are 4 USB-A connections right there. There are 2 USB-C, 100-watt USB-Cs right here. You do have the DC output. We also have our barrel connectors. And then you have 4 with max 20 across all of them, AC power outlets. And on top of that, you have an RV plug right there, 20 amp. I think it says 30 on the plug itself, but it's 20 amps. So nonetheless, love the covers. I will say that the one thing about this thing is it is a phenomenally huge device. It's the biggest thing I have inside the Jeep, but it will be also great for those long weekends because it will run my refrigerator, and that runs at about 36 to 45 watts depending how much I use it, and it will run a bunch of other things such as charging up my phones, my tablets, my computers, or everything else. That thing is going to be the lifeblood of this entire camping system as I use it for camping.